Always make sure to boil your water before you drink it.
I could help with.
The Whitespring is in shambles! A mess! How can I clean that which continues to dirty itself? Oh, these responders have gone too far!
She did mention needing some help with something.
I am but a humble servant of the Whitespring Resort, dedicated to greeting each guest with pleasantries and candor. Or I was, back when our guests had class and decorum.
Oh, and Esme's got something going on.
The better question is, what is right? Everything has run amok. Chaos. Chaos! The responders have taken over the Whitespring. Imagine all of the dirty footprints on the carpet, dust all over the tables, the horror. It's some sort of relief effort for all of the refugees in and around Appalachia. If only there was a relief effort for my stress. That would be the enigmatic Orlando. They oversee the Whitespring and are allowing the responders to stay here, as well as their constituents. I do apologize for the mess. Please enjoy your stay.
Well, hello, darling. A pleasure to meet another guest of our fine establishment. I am Orlando, your host and management liaison. If you'll pardon me for just one moment. That will be all. Please give my regards to Ms. Rucker. If you are here for leisure, I regret to inform you that our regular resort activities are temporarily unavailable. However, if you are here for the refuge and the fine work of the lovely responders, I am delighted to welcome you on their behalf. Ah, perhaps you have not heard. The Whitespring is now home to the refuge, a place of safety and care for all in need. The refuge is being run by the responders, individuals committed to the well-being of their fellows. They founded the refuge in response to new waves of refugees coming to Appalachia, people in great need of help. Food, medical care, clothing, a place to sleep. All of these are available for those who need them.
Considering all of the places I could have ended up, I'm extremely lucky I'm here. I've never felt safer.
Anyone in need of help, yes. You appear more well-off than our usual guests, though, if I may say so. Less bedraggled than those poor souls. Armed. The refuge exists primarily to serve those who cannot help themselves. The starving, the sick, the homeless. There is a clinic, a kitchen, beds, recreational facilities, all manner of care to be found here. I'm so pleased to be able to assist in my own small way, of course. Of course, dear. The owners of the Whitespring itself. The resort, hotel, golf course, all of it. Very much still alive, I assure you, though regrettably unable to oversee affairs in current circumstances. As such, now that we have new guests, they have sent me in their stead to take care of things as needed. I couldn't be more pleased to do so. A delicious opportunity to be of help and meet fascinating people such as yourself. Darling, I am entirely at your disposal.
It's been sunny all week. I love it here.
As I've said, I am the management liaison for the Whitespring. I oversee the facility itself and its robotic staff. In addition, on behalf of the management, I arrange for the provision of certain material aid to the responders. They still have substantial resources and generously offer to share them to support their noble efforts. No, not by any prior arrangement. Perhaps you visited us before. I must apologize for the state you found it in, if so. Regular operation of the facilities had been stopped, of course, due to a lack of guests. Only the robotic staff remained. The responders, believing it abandoned, took up residence, a completely understandable occurrence, of course. With new and worthy occupants, the management felt it wholly appropriate that it find a new purpose, and sent me. Until such time as the world needs leisure resorts again, the Whitespring is happy to support the refuge. Darling, you must understand. A place like the Whitespring had, indeed still has, very wealthy people behind it. As was always the case, the truly wealthy had advantages the common people, such as you and I, lack. As for the Whitespring itself, the staff of top-of-the-line robotic servants, security, and maintenance allowed it to weather the worst.
A safe haven filled with people trying to help others?
Me?
It feels like I've died and
Have
gone to
I
heaven.
beguiled you already,
Well,
dear?
if you look out the window.
I appreciate the flattery, of course. You must allow me to retain some mystery for now, though. I wouldn't want you to lose interest. Perhaps we can talk more some other time. We both have more important matters at the moment, I'm sure. Of course, dear. What can I do for you?
Oh, how are we going to accommodate so many guests? They aren't
What
even
a
paying.
wonderful thing for you to ask, darling. I knew there was something special about you from the moment I saw you. As it happens, the responders are looking for volunteers to assist them in a particular outreach effort. Those industrious wonders have repaired a vertibird to full working order and are using it to make contact with more distant settlements. They've made allies with people in Pittsburgh. The locals call it the Pit now, who seem to be in dire need of outside assistance. If you don't mind me saying so, you look like you can handle yourself. You might be just who they're looking for.
I can't wait until dinner.
Judging by what I've heard, it's an accurate one, sadly. Pittsburgh was bombed quite severely during the war. The poor individuals still living there have renamed it to better reflect its dreadful circumstances. Well, they'll be better able to explain the details, but I believe they're looking for fighters, actually. Their contacts in the pit are in something of a desperate situation, it seems, against a dangerous enemy. I hate the thought of you putting yourself in such danger, but it does appear to be for a good cause.
Mr.
They
Della
call
Ripa
themselves the
only likes
Union.
to organize
Something of a
sports.
resistance movement, I
Nothing
understand,
else.
against
Oh,
more
if
aggressive
only
forces.
you would dust
One
those
of their
shells,
representatives is
please.
currently staying with us, a Mr. Skippy Roerich. Delightful
I heard a
man.
bunch of nerds arguing over comic book heroes yesterday. Aren't there more
Indeed,
important things to worry
isn't
about?
that marvelous? They salvaged it and painstakingly repaired it. It's fully functional now. I was very pleased to be able to contribute to this effort in my own small way. If you wish to see it, it resides on the roof of the refuge between flights, along with its charming pilot, Ms. Lenox. Oh, you're terribly brave, aren't you, dear? Imagine if we all had such courage. Now, darling, before anybody bundles you off, the first thing you should do is introduce yourself to some of the responders. I just so happen to know a few in need of more local assistance, and helping them will earn you the other thing you'll need. That other thing being, of course, their trust. The vertibird does belong to them, after all.
There's no problem too big to solve.
Our lovely Ms. Rucker is the closest thing to a leader the refuge has, though I believe she's less than comfortable with the title. You can find her in their headquarters, beyond the dining area. The darling chef, Miss Rousseau, needs some assistance in the kitchen, I hear. And Ms. Wagner, over in the common area, is looking for donations. I'm sure your generosity will be well rewarded. Wonderful, my dear. I'm certain you will be a tremendous help to them and the refuge. When you are finished with each of them, I recommend you speak with Mr. Skippy Roerich, the pit union representative. I imagine he'll want to discuss the situation in the pit with you before you embark. Do feel free to visit me at your leisure if you wish to chat. I have an office in the management wing. You can't miss it.
I'm not really sure why they're helping
Well,
us.
hello there, stranger. Pleased to meet you. I'm Sophie Wagner. Look around. The Refuge. Quite a place, isn't it? I mean, sure, fancy pants, golf club, resort, that's nice, but I'm talking about the Refuge. A haven for the lost, the dispossessed, the hungry, and unfortunate. A monument to our ability to have compassion for each other. Isn't it grand? Isn't it worth preserving, building, growing?
I love Esme's cooking. It's been so long since I've had food with actual flavor.
Sort of. Well, I haven't seen you around before, so, glad to have you. But I wasn't trying to recruit you anyway. I'm actually more in the material support end of things. Scouting for volunteers isn't really my department.
So fresh, and only a few rats.
Yes, exactly. You understand, I can tell. A future filled with people supporting each other, regardless of background or history. It's always good to meet someone who can see the big picture. Now, how'd you like to be a part of it? Now that's what I'm talking about. People supporting each other. You got the right spirit. Rucker's put me in charge of running a bit of a donation drive. Have you met Rucker? She's amazing, you should. Anyway, it might surprise you to know an operation like this is always churning through supplies. We work hard to keep things in stock, and that funny Orlando character does their best to help out as well, but well, we still have shortfalls. So here I am, asking generous folks such as yourself to help us fill in those gaps and keep the refuge running. I prefer to think of it as mutual aid. We're a community, pulling our collective resources so that nobody has to go without. Charity's more like the well-to-do buying a clean conscience by giving away their table scraps. And it's not just hanging around. I need to get the donations packed, stored, logged, the whole 9 yards. Rucker's got a real quartermaster's mindset. So you better believe she wants it all squared away properly. Oh yeah, I guess I am. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Why shouldn't I be? We're living in the aftermath of the apocalypse. But here we all are in a place filled with people dedicated to helping each other.
I think
You
we can
ask
make
me,
this place home for a lot.
that means we're pretty dang lucky,
Yourself
right?
included.
A lot to be excited about.
until dinner.
Happy even. Let me check my notes. Rucker's been in a tizzy because we just don't have enough wood to keep up. It'd be a big help if you could donate maybe 50 pieces of scrap. One less thing on Rucker's mind, you know.
It's been sunny all week. I love it here.
That's okay. Who just carries that around in their pockets or whatever, right? I'll be here all day, though. If you want to come back, bring it by later. If you can, of course. You know where to find me. It'd really make my day if you did.
Now, isn't this a nice vacation?
Damn, that blood bug sting
Glad to
was
see you've
nasty.
returned.
What
Are
was
you
like
ready to
freezing water
donate?
when it was tiny?
You do? Amazing. Thank you so much. This is going to be a big help.
I heard about what
It
happened.
just
in
so
Morgantown.
happens I got a
know
little
it was
something
way
for you
back,
as a
but I'm glad
reward
that
for
you
your
took me somewhere
generosity.
safe and not
We
somewhere
might need a lot of things, but
that.
you know how it is. Poor in one way, rich in another. I'll put together some of what we can spare for you. And I've got a feeling you're gonna need them. See? Mutual aid. Everybody wins. Thanks so much for the help. Drop by again. If I know Rucker, I'll be looking for something new every day. Take care of yourself.
Helping people is our chief mission. The cool uniforms are just a nice bonus.
A dash of this.
No
A
reservations
bit of that.
required.
Perfection.
Help yourself to any table.
Bonjour. My name is Esme Rousseau, but most people around here know me as Chef Esme. We've had some representatives from Foundation and Crater come here seeking assistance with the recent influx of refugees. I thought that we could help them out by providing some food for their people. I've started a pot of venison and potato stew, one of my newest creations. Would you be able to help me finish it? How wonderful! I can't wait to whip up something delicious for everyone! The stew requires potatoes, venison, salt, black pepper, and carrots. The ingredients can be found in our storage area. Your job is to grab the ingredients and put them in before the stew burns. Super! Let's have you start by stirring the stew, which will help keep it from burning. Remember to continuously stir during the cooking process. Fantastique! Let's get the first of the ingredients and prepare them. You're looking for carrots, potatoes, and the pièce de résistance, the venison.
This wanton robot tried to give me a haircut before running off. It's a shame. I can't get to the back by myself.
How are the folks at Foundation doing? I wasn't so busy, I'd go visit sometime.
This is smelling delicious! Let's add more flavor with some salt and pepper now.
No reservations required. Help yourself to any table.
I think I heard a Protectron bark the other day.
If you ever find yourself in a bind, you can always call on us.
I was out scavenging for food earlier. I only got attacked by Scorched once.
Check in with the medics if you're feeling under the weather.
Can't believe we've got a vertibird. That's a step up in the world if I've ever seen one.
I could really use a drink. But Rucker wants us sober on the job.
Superbe! Now that your stew is done, it is time to add your own special touch. That is an interesting choice. I hope you don't mind if I refuse to taste it. I'm not one for altering my state of mind. Here is your finished stew. Now, it is time to feed some of the hungry. I believe you can find the Raider and Settler representatives in the bar area. You must make a choice, since there is not enough to feed everyone, I'm afraid. I'll do my best to gather more ingredients so that we can cook again another time.
Please seat yourself. A waiter.
We still have people going hungry. Did you make any more of that stew? Oh. Why do I feel a little funny after tasting this? Did you put something in this stew?
There's a lot of supplies here that look ripe for the picking.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown. I know it was way back, but I'm glad they chose to send me somewhere safe.
Someone in this hotel.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown.
I heard there's a chess set around here if you ever want to play.
Well, seems like timing is one of your strong suits. Look, I can stitch up a gash with the best of them. But Appalachia, well, she can do a lot worse than cut us open. Cut a lot of folks here with sickness we don't understand, and injuries we don't know how to treat. What we need more than anything is know-how. So I propose we trade. What I got that I don't need, for what you need that you don't got. I've heard you're looking ahead into the pit, and the only safe way out of Appalachia is that metal bird Lenox has perched up on the roof. She don't fly without my approval, and right now, you ain't got it. So, that's the deal. You bring back medical information that'll help me figure out how to help these folks. And I'll okay your little expedition. Hope you don't mind heading into the mire. So, how about it?
The potatoes here taste amazing.
Braxton's is a weird little place, the way I hear it. Some kind of medical supply company. We're hoping to find something there that can help us repair the equipment we already have. Maybe even improve on it. So, what do you say? Want to help the responders make a difference? Nice. Well, let's get to it then. Anything you're able to find, go ahead and bring it back to our lead medic. I'll let her know to look for you. Good luck out there.
This wanton robot tried to give me a haircut before running off.
I heard about what happened in Morgantown.
Good morning. The dining room is open for... Afternoon lunch is now being served. Please.
Well, you're not bleeding through your shirt. I call that a good day. Name's Rucker. I head up the responders around here. Better believe it. And it's my job to make sure we stick around this time. Nothing right now, believe that or not. Checking again soon, though. Almost always something that...
Rucker said to be looking for you. Hope you got some good news about those surgical equipment plans. With these plans, I think we've got a real shot at turning our little clinic into a proper medical bay. Thanks for getting this back to us. The responders won't forget it.
Wow, they've really gotten set up here.
Think, Skippy, think. There has to be something you can build to win this war.
Hey there. Don't think we met. I'm Skippy. Skippy Roerich. Something I or the Union can do for you? That's right, looking for someone to help us take the fight to the fanatics. Surprised we got a taker, actually. You are interested, right? The Union's back's against the wall. We're doing our best to hold off the fanatics. Keep them from taking everything. Occasionally, we win some small victories, but not a lot. Got a couple of situations back there right now where an extra hand might tip things in our favor, at least for now. I don't want to call it mercenary work, but I'm not gonna lie. You'll be going there to fight. Hell, you've got raider gangs here, right? I've heard about your Blood Eagles. The fanatics are something like them, but more organized. Imagine every single raider gang you've ever heard got together and decided to make like Genghis Khan. Sweep over everything. Kill anyone who won't join, and put anyone too weak to fight into forced labor camps. Everything that's not theirs they take. That's the fanatics. And be glad they're not here. The Union is a sort of a... I guess you might call us a confederation, or a resistance. People banding together for defense. See, there's a group in the pit. Calls themselves fanatics. All they care about is conquest. They want the whole pit for themselves. They roll into your area. You either join them, they force you to labor for them, or they kill you. And they're coming for everybody. The Union's the only thing standing between them and their total conquest of the pit. As much as we're able, anyway. Bad. Don't get me wrong. It's home, and I want us to keep it. But we got hit bad in the war, and we've never recovered. Lots of radiation. Some areas are badly toxic, with all the junk that got blasted into the air or spread around from the factories. People are sick a lot, from one thing or another, and food can be hard to come by. Hell, some of the city's still on fire, I think. But some of the factories survived, and we got them running. Gives us access to things you can't get anywhere else. Might even be able to rebuild, if it weren't for the fanatics. Because it's home, damn it. Mine, ours, all of us who were born and lived there before and after the bombs. Ain't that enough? If the fanatics are out of the picture, we can rebuild. Make something out of it again. It doesn't have to stay like it is. If that ain't enough for you, picture this. A horde of fanatics, hundreds, thousands strong, setting their sights here. Sound like something you want? Fantastic. Let me just get Rucker in here. It's her bird, after all. Thanks for coming by, Rucker. Looks like we got a volunteer to take a trip out to the pit.
We've met. Had a feeling you might be up for this when you came by earlier. Guess I was right.
Figured you should be involved, if we're gonna borrow your plane.
Don't let Lenox hear you call it a plane. She takes it personally.
Anyway, sure thing. You've done right by me. So you got the okay for me. Sophie and Esme tell me you helped them out too. So as far as the responders are concerned, you're good to go.
Well, we got two different locals I know are in need of help. Locals are what we call union groups that act independently. Local 42's in the industrial district. Hex, their leader, is struggling to keep her people alive and retake a foundry from the fanatics. We got another over in the trench working against a fanatic forced labor camp. Danilo is your contact there. Haven't heard from the other locals recently, but I'm sure we'll be hearing from them if they got trouble too. It's up to you who you want to help right now. Maybe you'll consider going back again later for the other. No can-do, sport. I'll go back one day, but right now, I'm more use here, rustling up support to send back there. I'm not young enough to be much use on the front lines anymore. Fair enough. What do you want to know? Well,
Well, I can answer that, Skippy. First of all, we've got refugees here from the pit. People who've made it all the way down on foot or in caravans. And the best way to help that situation is to help people not need to flee the pit in the first place. Second, the Union's the best chance of stability the pit's got. The responders don't just want a triage in the world. We want to help it rebuild one day. We'll need allies to do that.
It doesn't hurt that we've got factories that can still make manufactured goods either.
No, it does not.
I prefer volunteers to suckers. I'm not running some kind of scam here.
The answer is no, by the way. We run some regular sorties, trade some supplies, carry messages. Our radios don't reach that far, so communications either us or waiting for caravans.
All right. All set? Got everything? Great. This means a lot to the Union. I'll make sure you're well rewarded for it. I might have some other things I need help with here in Appalachia, too. I'll let you know. Good luck up there. We're counting on you.
Whoa! Hey, now you look interesting. What's up? I'm Lenox. Fully fueled up, she'll get us there, no problem. Us and any friends you want to bring along. And back, in case you were worried about that. Unless someone hits us with an RPG or something. I'm like, 85% sure that won't happen. First place we checked out after we got the old girl working again. Far enough to prove her out, close enough for our fuel. The city's in bad shape. Real bad. Of course, I only saw it from the sky, mostly. I stay with the bird and leave the hiking to others. They only shot at us a little when we flew over, not too bad. Nothing she can't handle. We got a safe LZ now, so that shouldn't happen again. Probably. Yeah, right on. About time we made another trip out there. I mean, me and my girl here. You haven't been, I guess. Rucker said somebody'd be coming by. Guess you're it. If you're all set, I'm ready when you are. She's all fueled up for the trip out and back. I'm a miracle worker in the sky, but even I can't make a fly on willpower alone. Now I get my girl ready for takeoff, and you just tell me when you're ready to go.